Pilates class today. We're going to incorporate some fascia release work into it as well. So I have two cameras at the moment. I have Facebook and Instagram, so you kind of might see my eyes going in different directions, but that's the reason why. Okay, so we're going to start in all fours. And we're almost looking for that square box rectangular position depending on the length of the spine. So we want the heels of the hands in line with our knees. And then we're going to do a small, tiny movement to begin with. So we're just going to create a little bit of an imprint into the lumbar spine, which is your low back, like you're pressing towards the sky. And then you're going to press your tailbone out the tiniest little bit so you get the curve through the low back. So we're going to tuck the tailbone under, and then we're going to press the tailbone out. So just getting that small miniature movement through the vertebral bodies in the lumbar spine. It's an inhale as you press up or lengthen the tissue around the low back. And then it's an exhale as we press out, really trying to guide our body into neutral. We'll do one more. Press on the inhale. And then slowly elongate the tailbone on an exhale. From here, we're going to drop our bum back into shell stretch. And then we're going to come back forward onto all fours, finding the neutral. So we exhale to draw back. And if you wanted to readjust the hands to be a bit longer here, you could. And then inhale, find the weight into the hands when you come back to the all fours. So we drop it back as we exhale. I like to keep my head looking up here. If you want to drop it when you go back, you could. So you could add some movement through the cervical spine, dropping the head. And as you come through, you could bring the eye gaze to look up. So your choice here and back forward. So we're going to do two more. So exhale, drawing back. And inhale, coming through. And final one, dropping it back and pulling it through the center. From here, we're going to come on to a tall kneeling position here. So we're nice and tall kneeling. But we want to really sense that we're finding a neutral position here. Sorry, Facebook, you've lost my head. But really what I want you to look at is my pelvis here. So think about the back. If it's really arched and your butt is sticking out, then you want to tuck the tailbone down. So we've got more length through the front body. So that's what we're looking for, is this nice tall kneeling position. From the tall kneeling position then, we're going to tuck the tailbone almost down between our heels and then slowly release just back to neutral. So we tuck the tailbone, or think about drawing your hip bones up and then slowly release it to neutral. Tucking and finding neutral. Now you might be the person that tucks anyway, so your focus might be that you're really trying to concentrate to get a curve in through your low back, because you tend to have more of a flat back. So the wonderful thing about our online classes is that we're really working with the sensory body. So we're really sensing internally in your body, where are we right now and what does your body need? Because remember, we're always doing you. So you're working to your posture and your ability. So the next time, let's just come and find our neutral. So imagine you're really growing tall out of your knees. The crown of the head is really nice and tall and your collarbones are opened wide. Now you're going to come down and come to all fours and then push back up and lengthen. We come down, push back up and lengthen. Down, press it up. Inhale down, your elbows bend, and then you exhale, you get elastic recoil work here to press up. Working in through the fascia, lengthen long. So one of our properties of fascia is to keep that elastic recoil action. And that helps our slide and glide of the fascia, which supports our muscles and our joints. Let's do two more. Exhale up. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Inhale and then exhale, press it up. Come down onto all fours again. Find that neutral, that little curve in the low back, enough for a blueberry. Then we're going to extend the right leg out long in space. And inhale, draw it in, and see, can you bring your knee to your elbow? Your back is going around. Press the sole of the foot out, but try and maintain a neutral spine rather than a big arched back. Draw your knee in, right elbow, right knee, and press it out. 2 more like this. Inhale to the center. Exhale to press long. And last one. Inhale to the center. And then exhale to press it long. Now place that foot onto the floor. So your toes are on the floor. And forward so you can see where my foot is. So the toes on the floor. And then you're going to press back into the right heel. So you're getting a stretch into the back of your thigh, into the back of your calves. So your lower leg is stretching. And we breathe in and out here as we feel that stretch. For 3, and 2, and 1. Holding the all fours. Lift that leg back up again. Now you're going to bring the leg out to the side. Exhale. And then inhale, return it to the midline. Exhale out to the side. Inhale to return to midline. So you're monitoring your low back, so you're not creating movement through the lumbar spine. So there's no disco dancing in the hips, in the pelvis. Keep it nice and still. As we move that leg laterally, we're incorporating the inner and the outer thigh. We've got 1 more, drawing out to the side. Come through center. Now stay here if you can. So really solid in your foundation. If you can, reach your opposite arm out in front. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the knee and the hand together. And now drop your butt back into your heels. So getting a little shell stretch there into the back body, but we're also giving our wrists a break. For some of you that struggle with the wrists, you can bring your hands down to your ankles. You get more blood flow into the wrists. You can circle them around a little bit as well. And then we come back onto all fours again. So we got to do the opposite side. So we're going to take our left leg out nice and long now. And then we tuck it under to our elbow. Press out. Exhale. Inhale. It helps if you let the head drop here. Exhale. And inhale to flexion. Extending that leg long, really strong and active through my back leg here. So imagine I'm pushing my sole of the foot against an imaginary wall behind me. And press long. We've got 1 more here. Drawing in. Extend to press the leg out. Your toes to the earth. Press back through the heel of the left leg. Feeling that nice stretch in through the calf. And we breathe in and out, letting all the back line. Maybe some of you might even feel it a little bit up into the hamstring a bit. And if it's too strong, remember, back off. So you're working with your ability. We'll go for 3, 2, and 1. Now let's lift the leg back up again, sensing your neutral. Reach it out to the side as we exhale, inhale, return. And as you're moving out to the side, you want to avoid your right hip listing the other way. So imagine there's a wall in the middle part of your mat, and you're pressing your right inner thigh in against that imaginary wall. About 2 more. Exhale and inhale. 1 more, guys. Exhale and inhale. Now keep that leg up if you can. Some of you are going to stay with just leg. Otherwise, bring the arm out in front and hold in that balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly release it. Drop your bum back into your heels now, reaching your hands out in front. Adjust the position of the hands. if you want to support your wrists. And I just want to adjust my Facebook camera a little bit for the next exercise. So you stay in your shell stretch there. Should work for us. Take another breath in shell stretch. Yeah, it's better. And then from there, we're going to come up into a kneeling position. Well, actually not really a kneeling position. We're going to go into sort of a side kneeling position, I guess. So heels are in line with your butt and your knees are out in front. And then here we're going to come onto our elbows. So we're lifting up into this side body position. The chest is nice and open as well. And we're going to keep the ankles together, and then we exhale, open the top knee, and then lowering down. Exhale to open and lower down. And good morning to everybody that's joining in this morning. It's nice and sunny where I am today. Lifting and lowering. So really work from this underside body now as well. So we want to avoid hanging into the shoulder. We want to be active through that underside arm. And we're going to go for another 5. A little bit of activity here into the lateral side. 4, 3. Exhale as you lift. 2. And final one, lift it up. Exhale. Lower it down. Okay, that top leg, press it down onto the mat like that. Come up onto your bottom arm, so your bottom arm is nice and straight. So take this hand in front of you, so you might need to look at the camera for this first move. And then you're going to lift the hip up, straighten your bottom leg out, and reach to the side. And then slowly lower, and you can rest everything back on the floor again. Exhale, lift. Slowly lower. If you're used to this, you don't have to let your body weight rest on the floor each time you come down. Lifting and lowering. We're going to do 2 more. Exhale and down. And 1 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, come down. Drop this knee down so you're now in your Z sit. Some of you are challenged in Z sit, so you can have both knees on top of each other if that's you. Then from here, left hand is down, right arm lifts and reach, exhale, and then slowly release it down. Exhale, keeping your right hip, your right butt cheek on the floor as we side bend. Reaching over and back through. And remember, you don't have to mirror image what I'm doing. You move where the possibility of movement is for you. Next time is a change coming up. So we reach to the side. Now we turn the palm up. We sweep the arm all the way out. Let your eye gaze follow it. And then reach it up and over. Inhale. So it's a nice tip to have your eyes follow the arms, because then you're getting a nice functional movement in the head and the neck muscles and the vertebral bodies. It's almost like you're oiling out all the joints in the neck. This is our last one, circling out. Relax that hand down. Now we're going to lift the left arm up as we reach, and then slowly tap it to the floor. Exhale, reaching, and slowly tapping down. 1 more time. Exhale, reaching, and then tapping down. Now we're going to look at the possibility of movement through our waist. So we're going to walk your right hands out a little bit further. We're going to lift this arm up, but now we're going to create that rotation through your waist as you place your hand to the earth. And then we lift it back up again and slowly release that. It's a little bit like Mermaid on the Reformer. For some of you that can remember what the Reformer is, we haven't been on it for a long time. The Reformer is a Pilates machine. Okay, again, walking the hand out, side reach, turning, place that hand to the floor. Now let's stay here. And do like a little press up and lift the back leg up, and then slowly come up to look forward. Press up, drop your back leg down, and pull your heart and lungs forward. Do that 1 more time. Press up and pull the heart forward. Now come into your press up, stay in your press up. Lengthen the leg long and back in. Long and back in. So we're working strength, working the upper body here. We're just going to do 3 more. 2, and 1. Bend it in. Now bottom leg lengthens out and you roll onto your belly. So we come into swan dive position. So our elbows are down onto the floor. We'll do our low level where we just slowly lift up. We'll inhale on the lift and then exhale, lower it down. Breathing in as we lift up and exhale as we soften down. So as you're lifting up and down there, you can stay there. As you're lifting up and down, I want you to really think about that extension of the spine. So we're thinking, you stay on the floor, I'm just kind of showing you in a more elevated position. That's what you're thinking your body is doing. As you're pressing into the floor, it's almost like your upper body moves backwards in space and then back down again. And that works those muscles in the middle of your spine, your rhomboid muscles, and that protects your posture. So when they get weak, the posture kind of ends up like this. So we want to keep the eye gaze nice and tall, roll the shoulders back by virtue of having nice, strong rhomboids. We'll take one more. You're going to breathe in to lift it up and then exhale to slowly lower down. Now you can sit here for a moment and we're going to turn to the other side. So to get to the other side, you're going to tuck your left knee in and then slowly lift yourself up. So we're at the other side. So our left knee is in front and our right knee is behind us. Okay, so actually, I think I should be this way. So let's go to the other side now. So we're going to come into this nice, oh, we got to do the glutes. So this way. So let's just make sure, whatever way you're facing, that you've got your right leg on top. If your left leg was on top the last time, of course. Okay, so lifting the top leg up and then lowering it back down. So we'll do the whole sequence on this side. So I gave you a little bit of a challenge today. So we do a little bit more work on the Saturday class. So lifting and lowering down. So we spent longer on one side today. So keep that bottom ribs up. That's another disadvantage of doing online classes, because in a live class, usually someone would say, you forgot to do the glutes on the other side, Tara. And lift. So there's lots of pros and lots of cons. And lifting. We're going to do 2 more. Lift it up, exhale, and lower down. And last one, guys. Lift it up and lower down. Okay, can we remember what's next? Let's place that foot down like that. So you really turn it out. We're going to come high on the bottom arm. And then we lift up to reach to the side. And then we slowly lower. If you want to take the weight down, you can. If you want to keep the weight up, just drop yourself down like that. You can keep the leg out long. So we exhale, lift. Inhale, bring the leg in. If you're minding your shoulder, reach up as we exhale. And then slowly lower down. 2 more. Reaching up and down. And final one. Lift it up. Almost into a kind of a side banana shape. And then slowly lower it down. Now this knee just falls down. And then we're back into our Z-sit position. We're going to take our right hand down by our side. We lift the top arm up and we side reach. Breathing, dropping down. Exhale. You could walk this hand out. If you had a lot of flexibility and you're getting a little bit further down, feel free to do that. Exhale as we come out to the side and then dropping down. Now we're going to start to add in our circle. So we're really getting an effect all through the fascia, through the left side of the ribs. Turn the palm up. Follow your eye gaze. And then lift and reach to the side as we exhale. Inhale, circle through. Exhale, reach. And circle through. Let's do one more, guys. Exhale, reaching. And circling through. Place that hand down onto the floor. And then you're going to lift the right arm and just do a simple side stretch. And then lower it down. Simple side. And down. We're going to do one more like this. You can walk the hands out here as well. So you've got less support here from your legs. So often when you're moving towards this left side where the knee is in front, you do walk your hands out a little bit more. And you might notice that you just naturally do that anyway. So now we're going to come into that press up. So we turn to twist the waist, bring the hands down onto the earth first, and then we'll just lift out of it. And we'll do that one more time where we're just sensing where our foundation is. And then we slowly lift up and out. Now we'll go into our press up. So we walk into a strong foundation, we press up, and then we lift out. Good. Next time we come down, lift the back leg up, and then lift it out. Coming down, and lifting out. Exhaling. Inhale. Let's stay down on the next one. Holding here. We're going to reach out and reach out. So nice work for one leg kick. So draw the heel to the butt, working the hamstrings. 2 and 1. Hold it here. Lengthen out your bottom leg, rolling onto your tummy. Lengthen both legs down. Let's take our hands behind our head for the next one. Down here so you can see me. So hands behind the head. So our hands are in, well, probably behind our back is better. So our hands are in our lumbar spine, and then we're going to inhale, lift up, and as we lift up, we press the knuckles down to our heels, and then we slowly release the hands as we return back. So we're lifting up, breathe in to expand, roll the shoulders back, and then exhale down. Breathing in, and exhale down. Breathe in, and slowly lower it down. Next time we inhale, let's stay up here and see, can you think about rolling your right shoulder back, rolling your left shoulder back, maybe come a tiny bit more, and then slowly lower everything into the earth. From here, we're going to reach our arms out nice and long. I haven't done this exercise with you guys yet. So bring your legs together so they're quite close. We're going to have the arms out long. Maybe watch me for the first one. Head is down, and then we're going to lift the right leg. So we lift the right leg up, and then we roll in the direction of our side. So you might not get fully onto your side on the first few. You might even have your hand here supporting you, so you might get this far, and that's fine. And then you're going to just roll it back down again. But if you had to tuck your hand in, it's going to be in the way on the way back down. So it's better out here, and then press into the palm if you need support. So we lift the leg up, and then just think about sweeping it across. Let's keep maybe our upper body face down for the moment, because you haven't done this one before. And then slowly release, and then lower back down. So as you're lifting from your ankle, your shin, your knee, your thigh, your hip, into the side waist, and then gently lower it back down. And eventually you go onto the full side. If you've done it before in class with me, you can obviously go onto your full side. We'll do one more on this side. Exhale, lift, and then inhale, slowly lower it back down again. Now let's go to the other side. So you might find you've got different strengths from one side to the other. So we lift up through the left, roll, and then gently lower it down. So it's like you're peeling sellotape from the toes, and you're peeling it up to the top of the waist. And then you change your mind and you stick the sellotape back down again from the top of the waist all the way down from the knee to the shin to the ankle. So it's exhale to lift and roll. Inhale to lower down. Do 2 more. Exhale, lift and roll. And lower down. And last one. Exhale, lift to roll. And slowly lower it down. Great job, guys. Place one palm on top of the other. Just let your head rest down onto the palms. Let your feet hang out to the side. And just take a breath here. So breath in and out, just allowing your body to settle into that space. So you're not doing anything. You're just really surrendering into the floor allowing the body to relax. And then from here, we're going to bring our hands into our side waist, come up onto our knees, and just turn ourselves round into a seated position. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, reach our arms out in front of us, and we'll do a half roll back. So we're going to tip through our pelvis, rolling back halfway, and then we're going to lengthen up nice and tall through the spine. So we're just looking to round the back. So we want to get this C curve in through the lumbar spine. So it's kind of almost like, sort of like we're rolling into a huge baseball glove. So looking for that curve through the low back. And we worked on this earlier on in class when we were on all fours in the warm up. So we're rolling back and then we're lifting up. And then if you want to have a little bit more challenge, you can start to roll down. Go all the way down and then reach the arms over your head. Inhale, take the hands to the sky, and then exhale, gently nod the body coming forward. So we're going to continue with that, but of course if that's a challenge for some of you, you could maybe just work here. So you're working on creating that lumbar curve, that lumbar tilt, and then coming forward. Others will maybe find it easy to come all the way down, but then when we're coming up, you may get stuck. So if that's you, take one leg into tabletop, place your hands around the thigh, and then allow the thigh to assist you up. And then working with that thigh will start to support you with the lift so that you can bring the emphasis then into your tummy muscles doing work for you. And eventually you will get rid of the assistance. So we'll take two more in whatever way you're working. And we're lifting up as we take the exhale. And we're going to go one more down. So we're inhaling, initiating the move. Exhale, reaching over. Breathing in, hands to the sky. And then exhale, nodding to fold as we lift the spine up. Brilliant. Okay, from there, we're going to come back to the middle of the mat and we're going to come back to our kneeling posture. We're going to have our hands just at the top of the forehead, and then we're going to lean over to the left side. And we bring the arms kind of into a sort of a T-bar position, and the bottom foot is touching the floor. Take the top hand down and place it on your hip. So you want to assess with your hand, if you cup your hand into the side, that you're not listing forward or listing back. So we want to have a nice kind of even position here. So if there was a flag attached to our elbow, it would go right into the side body. So we're keeping the side body in a nice neutral position. We're going to lift this top leg up, pull it forward, drop it down, and draw it back. So we're going to imagine we're drawing a square on the wall below us. But while we're drawing the square, we're not allowing our body to dump into the side, into our left arm. So for some of you, maybe this is too much, and if it is, you can be down on your side here, and the move is exactly the same. You're still drawing the square box. So we'll take one more drawing the square box in the direction you're going in now. And when you're ready now, start to reverse the direction of the box. So the box is just going, you're just drawing a box in the opposite direction. So you're either lying down or you're either elevated up into that side kick kneeling position. We're going to take 3 more wherever we are. 2. And last one. Stacey. So if you are in this elevated position, just press up off the bottom arm and come to the middle, and then you're ready to go to the second side. If you're lying down on your side, just switch your legs to the other way. So we're going to drop through our right hand this time, lengthen through the left. Assess where you are in that sideline body position, and then we'll lift it up and draw forward into your squares. Really lifting from the side body here. I'm also creating a rebound or a foundation through my long arm if I'm in the kneeling position. So I'm pushing into all 5 fingertips. So I'm really getting as much as I can from that base of support. Reverse your box for 5. I'm also opening my armpit as if I want to create space into the armpit. 3, 2, and last one, lifting and rest it down. Brilliant. Okay, from there, we're going to lie onto our back. So we'll lie onto our back, come in and find your neutral, so that little space through your low back, and we'll take the legs into our tabletop position. So we're placing our hands onto our knees now. We're assessing that this knee is at 90 degrees and our shins are parallel to the floor. If you come to neutral, you feel your back is doing loads of work, roll your low back towards the mat a little bit, not so that you squash or make full contact of your back, but just move back a little bit, and that will reduce the weight of the legs, which will mean that your back doesn't have to do too much work. If that doesn't change it, you have to pop one foot down to support your spine. Okay, so 2 legs up, 2 hands on, 1 leg up, 1 hand up. So we push the knees into the hand and the hands into the knees, about 20% of our ability. So we're getting this energy through the mid-body, through the abdominal wall. And we want to breathe as we're doing that. So we breathe in and out, keeping the activity through hands and knees. Upper body is nice and relaxed here, so we don't have to involve the neck muscles, the jaw, or the shoulders. Just let them relax. Bring all the energy down here with the hands pushing to the knees and the knees pushing to the hands. We'll breathe in for 3. Breathe in for 2. Breathe in for 1. And now hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you might want to do little circles from right to left. Super. So we're going to come back again in that tabletop position. Switch legs if you were on a single leg. Hands again, it's the same move. So pressing in, creating the activity. And maybe this time, if you have 2 legs in the air, or even if you have a single leg in the air, notice if you're in a single leg, does that side feel stronger than the other side? And if you're in a double leg, is there one side dominating? Do you feel that one hand it's easier to push one hand in to the knee than the other? And if that's the case, just bring a little bit more attention to the side that is not so strong. So we try and create equilibrium through the right and our left side. So we don't use our body kind of symmetrically in regular life. So it's nice to give it a little bit of attention, the side that really doesn't get much of a look in. Go for 3, 2, 1, and then hug your knees into the center. Let's bring our right leg into tabletop. And in fact, if you were on a single leg, just take the leg that wasn't up last, okay? And then we're going to place the opposite hand to the opposite knee. Now my opposite hand is pushing that way, and my knee is pushing towards you, towards the camera. So I want to get that kind of inner thigh action happening here. And then I'm going to place my other hand behind my head, and I'm going to exhale, twist towards the knee that's on the floor, and then lower down. Twisting and lowering down, but I'm keeping the action between the hand and the knee that are touching. So we rotate and back down. And if this bothers the neck, just omit the neck movement and just keep the action between the hands and the knees. We've got 3 more, and you're nearly finished. And 2. And a final 1. And lowering down. Place that leg to the floor, switch it out. Activate the inner thigh and the hand behind the head. And let's twist. We exhale and down. And down. And twisting. 5 more. 4, 3, last 2 guys, And one more, lift it, twist. And then slowly lower it down, hug your knees in. And sometimes you can find your brain gets kind of distracted by the movement and you forget about the hand and the knee, but just whenever you remember, bring the activity in. Okay, from there we're going to rock ourselves forward, or you go onto your side and lift yourself up. And then we are going to turn around and come to our all fours position. See really good views here, yeah. Okay, so step your right foot out in front of you. So right foot is out in front, and then we're going to come into a stretch first of all. So we're going to allow this hip, your left hip, to sink forward, okay? So we want to hold that position as the left hip comes forward. And we're just going to allow the thigh in the back to stretch, which in my case is my left leg. So we breathe in and out. Some of you may be more comfortable for your hands to be up here, so that's fine if you want to do that. And we're just allowing the body to let go here. Our foundation is our front leg and our hands, and we're just letting the left hip sink to the floor. For 3, and 2, and 1. Now shift your weight back a little bit, so you're at a 90-degree angle with the front knee. Tuck your back toes under, and now we're going to press the back leg up, and then we're going to allow your knee to touch the floor but not rest on the floor. So press it up and then back down. And if this isn't for you, if it's too strong, just stay here. Just stay in this position here. So just holding it statically is building endurance. So we lift and we lower. Great. We've got 2 more. We lift it up and we lower it down. And the final one, now we lift it up. So we lift it up here, and this back body is what we're really focusing on, the back leg. And we hold that there. Maybe you might want to take the support of the hands away and climb up to a more elevated position. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. So now you know why we stretch the calf. Some of you might still be feeling a little stretch in the calf there. Drop that back knee down, and then we slide this leg back, and we switch out. So we start by getting a little stretch, letting the hip drop forward. Maybe we're higher up, but we have one hand on the wall, and that's fine because the hip is still getting stretched. Hands can be on the knee or the floor, so your choice wherever you want them to be. And then just allowing the right side to open out. You could lift your right hand if you've got good balance and mermaid stretch to the left side, and that'll stretch the fascia through that side body if you were particularly tight there. And then when you're ready, let's lean back a little bit so we're more stable through the front foot. Back toes tuck under, and then we're going to lift up on an inhale, accessing the hamstring, the back of your thigh, and then slowly knee down. So we lift up, trying to get that leg as straight as we can, and down. Lifting up, and lowering down, and lifting. Breathe in, and down. One more, guys. Lift it up. Holding it here now, strong and steady. And if you have the balance, you can come up to this higher level, and then just hold yourself here. So I'm really trying to work from my legs to kind of rebound me from the floor to keep me in this position. My arms are just resting lightly on the knees, on the top knee. 3, 2, 1. Eye gaze looks to the floor, hands come to find the floor, and then we drop our back knee down, and then we bring both knees to meet, and then we're going to drop back into our shell stretch. But we're going to do a side version, so we'll walk the hands to the side and let your head drop down. So you're getting that stretch all up into the side body. And we're breathing in and out there as we allow that side body to open. So you have a choice. You could be coming up like I am on piano playing fingers, or you could totally surrender into the palms and have it a little bit more soft. So depending on what feels best for you. You could try both. Drop the palms down, hum up on piano, playing fingers, and see which is the best for you. And then when you're ready, you're going to go to the other side. So walking your hands to the left, dropping the bum back, and then reaching the arms out into that side. And if your hands are to the left, you're working down into your side body. Excellent. And then we breathe in and out there. Good. Checking to see who's on. Maybe another 3 breaths in and out there. And then slowly walk your hands back into the middle. And now you have a choice. You're going to do some breath work lying on your back, or you can come to a seated position. So just take whatever is more comfortable for you to be in. So if when your legs are crossed, this is not comfy, then I would suggest lying on your back would be a better option. So get yourself into a space that works for you. If you're lying down, you could have your hands on your belly or your palms up by your side. Allow your legs to fall out to your side. If you're in a seated position, the legs can be crossed or they can be out in front if they are more comfortable. But what we're looking for in a seated position is the long spine. So we're really looking to kind of grow tall from the tailbone right up to the crown of the head. Hands can be down to seal the energy, palms can be up to receive energy. So from here, I'm going to invite you to maybe close down the eyes, and that's just really closing down the senses, from the sounds around the room to maybe even the temperature of the room, to people that are maybe in other parts of the house. And then just allow your body just to settle into that space. Even register where you are, maybe register where parts of the body is in contact with the floor or the mat. And then when you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly, the lower belly up with air as we inhale. And then gently allow it to release out, maybe through the nostrils again if you have access. Breathing in. And exhaling. Breathing in. And exhaling. And we're just going to do 5 more breaths like that before we close down our session. Breathing in, deep breaths in. And on your exhale, you can maybe sigh out the breath if you feel that's kind of naturally happening. You can think about maybe just releasing out anything that no longer serves you. Maybe you're breathing into a space that you're holding tension. And then as you're exhaling out, you're really trying to surrender into that space. We'll take 3 more breaths. Breathe in. And exhale. More. And last breath, breathing into the belly. And exhale. And then just take a moment now to bring your breath back to a normal pattern. If you're lying down, you can maybe start to wiggle the feet and start to move the wrists. If you're sitting up, maybe do a little side bend or maybe a little bit of movement through shoulders. And then if you're lying down, you can roll onto your side and gently make your way to a seated position. Maybe flickering, opening the eyes towards the floor first, and then gently bringing your gaze back up to meet the surroundings around you.